Hi, I'm Doug McKinlay and you're watching Adorama TV. Today we're going to take your photography to the next level. You've been honing your skills for weeks, for months, or even years, and now you want to dip your toe into the pro market. So that's what we're going to look at. But let me just be clear, we're going to look at my little area of the photographic world: travel, documentary, and reportage photography.
Adorama TV presents Stay Focused with Doug McKinlay.
So you've landed your first commission, or you're going to do a self-assignment with the intention of approaching some of the picture libraries. Now there's a million things going through your head right now, not least of which is, will I do the job properly? Now I know exactly how you feel. Even now, after all these years, before every commission, I still get butterflies. But there are ways to calm your nerves, and over the years I've developed a little routine that helps keep me grounded. Now the success or failure of a job can be something as simple as not doing proper research. You need to know what's already out there. You need to know how to fulfill your commission, but at the same time, you need to look for things where you can make a little extra money. This is the nature of photography today. Don't forget your job, but keep your eyes peeled for other things. Now this could be something simple as looking through the picture libraries and seeing where there's any holes in the market. Before you go on a job, make sure you do your environmental checks. Make sure you know when the sun is going up or down and the times. Make sure you know the weather. Make sure you know the layout of the land. All this stuff will add to the success of your job. As photographers today, we have to cast a really wide net. There are no more staff jobs. We need to try and make our money where we can. Now, one thing I tend to do a lot before I go on a gig is to pre-visualize what I'm going to be doing. I think it really helps me get into the mindset of a job. Now, I do this after my research is done. After I've read the briefs, I've looked at the pictures online, and I'm really kind of trying to get myself into that whole sort of ready to shoot kind of mode. One thing I do that helps me is I kind of pre-visualize a flat plan or a magazine layout. Now it's very simple. I just take a piece of paper and I grab a pen, and it's very simply just draw a rectangle with a line down the middle, like the gutter in a magazine. And I kind of just draw some of this boxes in, really, where I might think that pictures will lie on the page, and just scribble in little lines for the copy. So, you know, most magazine spreads are going to be usually between 6 and 8 pages. So to really help myself to think about the finished product, I want to have a look in my head about how it might look on a page. Now I do this because I've done it many, many times, and I have a lot of experience in shooting for magazines. So obviously, as a photographer, you have to think about your equipment. How much am I going to carry? How much damage is it going to do to my back if I carry too much? Can I get it on the plane? Now part of that is your bag. Now, airlines have gotten pretty strict with their carry-on luggage, the sizes and such, and this bag just makes it, barely. Each job might demand a different set of tools, but no less, you got to think about the weights as well. I always have a little mental checklist before I go anywhere about what equipment I want to bring. Now, as a novice to photography, travel photography, you might want to write all that down so you don't forget stuff, because it happens. I've done it myself. So you can see my bag is full of gear at the moment. Now, the reason why it's full of gear is because the job I just did demanded that I have this equipment. I don't always carry this much stuff, and sometimes I even carry more. So you've got to figure out what you need for the job that you're about to do. It's a toolkit. So I'm in Grenada in the West Indies. Now, I've been commissioned to shoot some pictures for a high-end luxury magazine, thus the great surroundings. But even though this room is really cool, I still want to check it out. I want to make sure the windows and the doors lock. Then I'm going to find the safe. Most decent hotels these days will have a safe in the room somewhere. If they're big, it's a fantastic place to store extra kit. And if they're small, good for passports and money, etc. But more importantly, it's a good place to store your backup files. Now, how I work, which is only the way I work, is I carry these little digital tanks with me, these little hard drives, and I carry 2 of them. So my process is simple. At the end of a day of shooting, I come back, download the pictures onto both of the hard drives, store them in the safe. That way I know that no one's going to get a hold of them. Plus, I've created redundancy. I've got 2 sets of the images. So if one drive goes down, I know I've got another one. Now, as for the cards, do I wipe the pictures from the cards or not? It depends on how many days I'm away. If it's 2 to 3 or 4 days, then I generally won't wipe the cards. I'll just give myself that extra level of redundancy. If it's longer, 2 or 3 weeks or whatever, then out of necessity, I'm probably gonna have to wipe the cards. But still, I've still got my 2 hard drives and I've got my redundancy. As for card sizes, I tend to stick with the 8 gig cards. Now the reason why I do that is because I think it gives me that nice mix of capacity and safety in terms of failure. Because flash memory has a finite life, so cards will fail. Eventually they'll all fail. So I'd rather lose 8 gigs of data than 32 gigs of data. So it's just a simple matter of mathematics. One more thing to consider is your insurance. Now, if you're using a small amount of equipment, your house insurance will probably cover it. But if you're like me and you carry a lot of gear, then you're going to need specialist camera insurance. And the best place to find those companies is on the internet. So thanks for joining me here on Adorama TV. And I hope this has helped at least a little when contemplating taking your photography to the next level. So don't forget to subscribe to Adorama TV for more great videos. And please tell us what you think. You can like, comment, or share in this video. And do stop by the Adorama Learning Center for more great tips and tricks.
Do you want great looking prints at low cost? Be sure to visit our easy-to-use online printing service. Adorama Pix has professionals who treat your images with the utmost care that you can count on. For a quick turnaround on photos, cards, or albums, use adoramapix.com.